Hello and welcome to the Perfume Studio and Designing Your Own Set. We are looking at our men's collection now, which is fantastic. Really love this one. I love wearing men's fragrance, so I'm quite keen to see what I come up with this one today. So you have either your men's collection looking like this, which you will have either bought from our website at the Perfume Studio directly, or you will have bought it at one of our nationwide classes that we run around the country, or any of our hen parties, or you may have bought it from not on the high street, somewhere like that. We have also pretty much the same thing in a white box, which you can see here, and this you would have got through either Virgin, Red Letter Days, Buy a Gift, Smartbox, one of our supplier partners. They're both pretty much exactly the same, with aside from the packaging, it's just with regard to the atomizer inside. So I'm just going to open this set first and show you what's inside, if you haven't already taken a sneaky peek. So you've got your beautiful box, and you've taken off your sleeve, and inside, let's just pop that there, you've got an instruction booklet which has everything that you need to know, so do refer to that at any point throughout the experience or when you get round to making your fragrance. And it has, this is a demo set, so just bear with me, but it has 6 9ml blends in there, a 30ml glass atomizer, pipettes and blotters to be able to sniff and sample each of the blends. So this has a 30ml glass perfume bottle, which just undoes like so, and you decant your fragrance into the bottle, do it up nice and tight, and spray, which is very beautiful. So I'm just going to put that to one side for now. And with the white box, it has exactly the same thing included, except instead of a 30ml glass perfume bottle, it has 5 6ml atomizer sprays. So again, you have your instruction booklet like so. Inside here, along with a compliment slip, on the reverse is how to blend into a 6ml atomizer spray, but I will talk to you about how to blend and in what measures, etc., for both the 6ml and the 30ml when we get towards the end. So just so you know, that's there. And you will have everything in a little bubble wrap bag like so. And as I said, instead of the 30ml, you've got 5 6ml little atomizer sprays, which are very sweet, so you can make a few different fragrances, which is fantastic. So if you'd like to have a pen and paper handy and a calculator, that would be really helpful. You might want to make some notes as we go through the experience, but you will need it at the end to write down what blends you've chosen and in what quantity you want to blend them. And I will talk to you more about that as we go through the experience. But for now, if you want to make sure you've got a nice flat surface, get your pen and paper ready and your calculator, and we're going to take out the 6 blends. So if you want to pull them out and place them on the table in front of you, let's just pop that away for now. And I'm going to showcase these blends in a particular order, and I shall explain why I'm doing that as we go through the experience. So if you want to pull them out, you should have a blend number 11, Woody. I'm going to try that one first, so put that one first. And then number 14, Mossy, beautiful blend, and number 51, Amber. So I'm going to try those 3 first, and then we're going to move on to blend number 18, Neroli, and number 50, Tonic Sport, and then followed by blend number 1, Citrus. So if you want to lay those out in that order, you don't have to follow my way, but it will make sense as to why I'm doing it like this. So 11, 14 and 51, 18, 50, and then number 1. If you're wondering why they're not numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have actually selected these and handpicked these out of our collection of 21 blends. Now, if you go to one of our classes nationwide, if you've got a gift voucher, or you are enjoying one of our hen parties or corporate events, you'll be shown a full 21 blends. Now, we've just selected and handpicked these 6 to create the men's collection. We've got lots of different collections, but these have been carefully selected for the men's. That's why they're not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the numbers are a bit different, just to explain that. Okay, so we're going to pull those blends out, and you will have also a pack of blotters and a pack of pipettes. So take them out And you'll have 6 blotters like so. This is how we're going to sniff and smell the blend. So first things first, what you want to do is write on the flat end of the blotter, not the pointed end, because that's the end we're going to smell, the flat end of the blotter, the number of each blend. So then if you are enjoying this experience again, you can use the same blotter for the same blend to avoid any potential cross-contamination. So I'm going to write on number 11 Woody and place that next to my Woody blend. We've got number 14 Mossy, 51 Amber, and then we've got 18 Neroli, 50 Tonic Sport, and number 1 Citrus. So this is obviously all about designing your own bespoke, individual, unique fragrance, which is what we are all about here at the Perfume Studio. This is a perfect opportunity for you to make something completely unique to you and something that really represents you and the message you're trying to portray when you wear your fragrance. So have fun with this. You won't go wrong. All the blends are absolutely beautiful, but you're only going to choose those lovely blends that you like, so you won't make anything bad, so don't worry about that. You may want to think about what you want to call your perfume. At the end of the experience, or once you've blended your fragrance, you can register your perfume to our library. You log into our website, theperfumestudio.com, click on sign up, and there you can follow through and create an account and register your perfume with your fragrance name and your blend details, and you'll receive an e-certificate, and you can reorder your fragrance anytime that you want, so it's not just a one-off experience, which is fantastic. It's also worth saying just at this point that each of these blends are actually replaceable as well. So if you use up more than one than another and you want to enjoy it again, you can order these on an individual basis. So each of the blends are all eau de parfum. You are making an eau de parfum, which is fantastic. We're really proud of that and wouldn't have it any other way. Fragrance is made up of 3 parts. It's made up of base notes, middle notes and top notes. And I've started with 11, 14 and 51 because there are base notes. Now, base notes are effectively what gives your fragrance its longevity. It's that long-lasting part of the perfume. So it's what you can smell at the end of the evening or the next morning, or if any of you have pulled a scarf or coat out of your cupboard 6 months later and you can smell your fragrance on there, that's the base notes. It's a long-lasting part of the perfume. So what I'm going to do, we'll sniff each one by one individually. I'll then show you how you're going to build and construct your fragrance. I will give you the key ingredients in each of the blends. I'll give you a little description on each of the blends, which we do at all of our classes nationwide, and something we do just for a little bit of fun as well as a little personality evocation, what the wearer might be like if they like a particular blend. So we'll do that as well. Yeah, you may discover something about yourselves that you didn't know. It's just a little bit of fun, but there we are. It's something fun to do. Okay, so we're going to start then with our base notes, that long-lasting part to your perfume, and we're going to sniff our first blend, number 11 Woody. Take care when you open the bottle not to spill it. Okay, so we're going to dip the blotter, just the pointed end. You just need to dip it a little bit in. You don't need to go all the way down the blotter. It will rise up the blotter as it soaks in. Pop the lid back on and have a smell of this first one. So this is number 11 Woody, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love them all, but this one's beautiful. If you like sandalwood and cedarwood, then you'll enjoy this blend. So I'll give you the description of this. I've got a little sheet in front of me. So a harmony of sandalwood and cedarwood, which create a really intoxicating, sensual fragrance. It's got the inclusion of creamy tonka, which is a bean, which has a slightly sort of milky, sort of slightly sweet, vanillic note to it as well, for a very sophisticated fragrance. Really, really beautiful blend, this one. So sandalwood, cedarwood, tonka and amber are the key notes in this blend. And the wearer, if you like it, is free-spirited, self-assured and an adventurous type of person. So that's great fun. There we are. I love this one. Some people do say it is a little bit more on the more masculine side. I would tend to disagree. I think it's quite unisex actually. But anyway, you be the judge and see if you like it. I think it's beautiful. You will find you do have a dry down time with fragrance, so it will develop on the blotter and grow. So any that you smell and you think, I'm not sure, I would encourage you to go back to that blend and try it again 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, and see if you like it. And you may find actually quite like that now. So do keep that in mind. Okay, we're going to move on to our lovely number 14 Mossy. This is amazing. We get mixed reviews about it. Some people absolutely love this one and some people don't, but you can be the judge of that and see what you think. So if you like oak moss and if you like patchouli, then you'll like this one. Have a smell and see what you think. Number 14, mossy. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. You'll smell this a mile off, this one. So it opens to really earthy oak moss and herbal notes, if you can pick up those herbals. Now underneath you've got very woody, leathery, tobacco-y notes. It's really, really beautiful. It's quite stunning, this blend. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So oak moss, patchouli, amouage, styrax orange in here as well. Now similar fragrances, Clinique Aromatic Elixir, Jo Malone Peony and Moss. For the men, Aramis for Men, if you're familiar with that. Maybe you're recognising this if you've got this fragrance or if your partner has this fragrance. Really, really beautiful. The wear of this is sensual, sexy and sophisticated. There we are, 14, mossy. Okay, and then we're going to move on to our last middle note, which is our blend number 51, Amber. I love this one as well. This is beautiful. So just dip the pointed end. You're giving it a little waft under your nose. You don't need to let it touch your skin if you can help it, because you don't want this one affecting the next one that you're smelling. So try and just give it a little waft under your nose. Gentle waft. Close your eyes. Take in the aroma. See what you think. Oh, beautiful. So this is an amber blend. It's a very opulent oriental accord. It opens with zesty bergamot, which is a top note. We'll come on to that in a minute. Excuse me. It's infused with subtle spices. And it ends in a very warm, sweet, resinous blend. Beautiful. Bergamot, cardamom, cinnamon, geranium, clary sage, amber. There's some of the key notes that are in this particular blend. Really beautiful. Similar fragrances, Calvin Klein Obsession, Tom Ford Black Orchid, Hugo Boss Velvet and Amber for men. Has those similar amber notes. Very beautiful, warm, slightly spicy, very subtly spicy. Gorgeous, absolutely lovely. Warm and sexy, the wearer of amber. Okay, so those are our 3 base notes. Hopefully you've enjoyed smelling those. And we're going to move on next to our middle notes. And middle notes are effectively really the heart notes of your fragrance, that main body of your fragrance. They really make up that main structure. So a very important role. They'll come through after about an hour of spraying and they'll last 3, 4, 5 hours. It depends exactly what ingredient is included within them. So our first blend is our blend number 18, Neroli. This is our first of our middle notes, okay? It's worth reminding you, do have a look at the instruction booklet. All the details on the blends and the key ingredients in each blend are written on there. So don't worry about frantically writing down everything I'm saying. Have a look at the instruction booklet. Everything is in there that you need to know. Okay, so this is the first of our middle notes, and it's number 18, Neroli. Now, if you're not familiar with neroli, it's an extract of orange blossom. Have a smell and see what you think. There's an awful lot going on in this one. I think it's really, really beautiful. Lovely. So a very fresh floral citrus harmony. You've got neroli, lemon and mandarin, and it has a very sort of delicate green tea undertone to it as well. You've got energising notes of cardamom and rosemary, and at the very back, lingering through, lavender, if you can smell that. So quite a lot going on with this one. Bergamot, lemon, neroli, mandarin, green tea, rosemary. Really, really beautiful. And lavender, of course, as well. Similar fragrances, neroli portofino. In fact, anything with neroli in the name will be similar to this one. Very natural and outdoorsy type of person if you like this blend. This really is definitely one that develops on the blotter. The more I smell it, the more I get from it each time. Okay, let's try our second and final middle note. This is our blend number 50, Tonic Sport, and it's gorgeous. To me, it's kind of like all your sort of classic men's fragrances wrapped up in a bottle, this one. You be the judge and see. Tonic Sport. So this has got an ingredient in, it's a synthetic ingredient. All of our blends are a combination of naturals and synthetics, which any high-end fragrance is, with the exception of one of our blends, but it's not included in this collection, so it doesn't matter. It's not relevant for here. But all of them, apart from one, are a combination of natural and synthetic ingredients. So this one of the synthetics is an ingredient called Cologne, and this was discovered in the 80s, and it really took off men's fragrances from there to the classic ones that we're very familiar with today. It's a synthetic ingredient which captures the sea breeze. Cologne. So see if you can sort of smell that sea breeze. It sort of produces a sort of ozonic, a marine effect. Really, really lovely. This one is very reminiscent of a fresh, cool seashore. It's got citrus and herbal notes on the top, which give it a really lovely, refreshing shimmer. I think it's beautiful. It's also got juniper in, and juniper is used to make gin, hence the gin and tonic sport reference. You might see why we named that one this. So bergamot, yeah, lavender, cologne, juniper, and it's got moss as well. There's a hint of moss in here as well. Hopefully you like this. I think it's fantastic. Sporty and spontaneous. And similar fragrances, well, you've got Davidoff Cool Water, one of my all-time fragrances. Chanel Allure Pour Homme is a similar one as well. Very, very beautiful. Okay, now finally we've got our citrus notes, and we've got, our top notes, and we've got our blend number 1, citrus. Now top notes are again an important role within a fragrance. They are really that first impression, that wow factor. When you first spray a perfume, it's the top notes that are released first. Now, the very nature of top notes, the molecules in them are very volatile, so they don't last very long. So top notes are very short-lived. So that first impression, but then your lovely middle and base notes are following through after that. So this is an important part because it's the first thing that you're going to smell, but it won't last very long. It will go. Okay. So blend number 1, citrus. If you weren't so keen on the neroli, you might like the citrus note because it has a hint of neroli in, but it's not so strong. Have a smell and see what you think. I think this one's lovely, and it works really beautifully with a lot of the other blends as well. So you won't harm your fragrance in any way if you want to include this one within it. So this is blend number 1, citrus. So it's a lovely array of sun-kissed citrus fruits combined together for a sparkling, fresh, zesty, lovely, energising citrus blend. And it's rounded off with a touch of neroli as well. So a little bit of neroli in there, which we touched on earlier. Really, really lovely. Lovely citrus note. Very similar to the top notes in CK1, if any of you are familiar with that fragrance. Yeah, very lovely. Jo Malone grapefruit as well. You might be familiar with that. There's a L'Occitane citrus verbena fragrance, which is similar as well. Lovely. The wear of this is easygoing. So if you like citrus note, you're easygoing. There we go. Okay. Really beautiful. Now, it's worth saying that each of these blends are actually a fragrance in their own right, in their own entirety. So you could say, I'll just make up a little bottle of number 11, Woody, please. And that is absolutely fine. It's mainly a base note, but there are middle and top notes in there as well. Likewise with the middle notes, they're mainly middle notes, but there are top and base notes in there. And with the top notes, they're mainly top notes, but there are some middle and base. So don't think you've got to have one from each section, base, middle and top. You do not. Okay, so don't worry about that. All of them are a whole fragrance of their own right, but we want you to mix them up. That's the fun, that's the idea. So you might choose 2 base and 1 middle and that's it, or 1 base, 2 middle and the top. The combination is entirely up to you. There is no wrong or right. Okay, so just go with what you like. Perfume's very personal, so you're wearing it, you go with what you like. Don't let anyone else influence you. Okay, so you've smelt them individually. Now, what I want you to do, and you can do this, and please take your time and do this when you're ready and over a cup of tea or a glass of wine. I want you to pick up and smell the blends together. So you've smelt them individually, and now's the time to start picking up and trying them together. So you'll fan them out like you would hold a deck of cards, like so, and just smell the blends together. And oh wow, that's amazing. It's really interesting how one smells on its own to how it then smells when you smell it with another blend. So you may find you smelt that amber and you absolutely loved it, and you right, okay, I'm going to put that with my woody and mossy. And you think, actually, I'm not sure I like it with that. I liked it on its own, but I don't know if I like it with the others. So you might take it out and try another one. Equally, there might be a blend that you smell and you think, I'm not sure. Let me just try it with these other blends. Oh yeah, actually, I love it with them. I wasn't sure about it on its own, but I do like it when I try it with the others. So I really encourage you to have a good play around with the blends, because the combinations are pretty much endless. And also in terms of the quantity that you want to put the blends together in as well. There might be a blend, let's take the Mossy for example, that you think is beautiful, but it's quite strong and it's overpowering your other blends, but you want to include it in there. You can do a half measure. So all you do is put a kink in your blotter like so, and you hold it and place it to the back of the other blends, the other blotters, so it's further away from your nose. So it's behind, it's further away. And that will give you an idea of a half measure. So if you want to do a half measure, see, that's actually really beautiful. It can make all the difference just by changing it a little bit. Equally, if there's a blend that you think, I love that, I really want that to dominate my fragrance and lead my fragrance, just turn it around and have it closer to your nose. So that is now closer to my nose and the other ones are further away. And that will give you an idea of a double measure. So you can do a double or a half measure, and I'll tell you how to blend that in a minute. But if that's too much, don't worry, just stick to an equal measure of each. It'll be absolutely gorgeous. I have no doubt about it. Okay, so we've tried all the blends. So I'm going to show you how to blend now. Don't you do it yet, because you've got to have a good play around with all of your blotters. But I'm going to show you how to blend, and I'm going to use one of our 6 ml blends for now, our 6 ml atomizer sprays here, and you just take the lid off like so. So I'm actually going to choose, because I quite like those 3 together, the Mossy, the Amber and the Woody, and I'm just going to try one more and see if I can. I might take the Nerolian just to make it perhaps a little bit more me. That's really nice actually. Yeah, I like that. Let me just try the citrus as well, because I do like the citrus note. Ah, yeah, I'm going to stick with the citrus. That's really nice. Okay, I'm going to choose these 4. I'm going to do an equal measure. So I think the first thing to do when you've chosen what blends you want is put away to one side the other ones that you don't want, just so you don't get confused. So I'm going to move Nerolian Tonic Sport out of the way. So I've got 11, 14, 51 and 1 today. You've got your pen and paper ready as well, so you can work out how to blend. But this is written on the instructions, which are on the back of that compliment slip that I showed you at the beginning. So don't worry, have a look at that if you need to. By the way, you could email us at any time at info@theperfumestudio.com if you have any questions, or you want any clarification or anything, or any more information, or just want to check how to blend, anything like that. Get in touch, we're always here. Okay, so I've got 4 blends and I've got a 6 ml bottle. You will count up your blends as a whole measure as they are, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got a little calculator here behind me. You take your bottle size, which is 6 ml, you divide it by the number of blends, which is 4, and that will give you 1.5. So each of the blends I'm going to put in is 1.5 ml. 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6 ml. So 1.5 ml of each of the blends. And each of these pipettes are half ml pipettes. So in order to do 1.5, I'm going to do it 3 times. Half, 1, 1.5. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Before you blend as well, it's worth probably getting a permanent marker pen and just writing the number of the blend on the bulb of the pipette. Because then if you're enjoying this experience again, like with the blotters, you're not going to then dip another pipette into another bottle and cross-contaminate those blends. So maybe write the relevant numbers on the bulb of the pipette as well for future reference. Now, if you've got a 30 ml bottle and you're blending 4 blends, you're going to take 30 ml, which is the size of the glass atomizer there, divided by 4, because we've got 4 blends, and that gives you 7.5. So each of the blends, in this instance, into a 30 ml bottle, will be 7.5 ml. Obviously, you don't need to fill up the 30 ml bottle to 30 ml. You could do it to 15. So you could do 15 ml divided by 4, and then that's 3.75. So each of the blends would be a ratio of 3.75 ml. So yeah, you don't have to fill it up right to the 30. Just so you know, each one of these is 9 ml. Okay, 9mm each. And as I said, they're replaceable, so you can order more of them as and when you want to. Okay, so with the bulb of the pipette, you're going to squeeze it into the blend and draw up the perfume. So carefully take the lid off, and do take your time when you get to this. So I'm doing 1.5 ml of each, so I'm going to draw up the blend. Now that's gone right over the 1/2 ml mark. Now rather than squeezing it bit by bit to get down to the 1/2 ml mark, which will create air bubbles in the pipette, you'll see, or you'll see when you do it, draw up the blend and in one gentle continuous movement squeeze down until you get to the top of the 1/2 ml mark. So in goes a 1/2, and another 1, or another 1/2, bring it to 1, and 1.5. And that's all I need for that one. So just carefully put the lid back on and pick up the next bottle. Okay, let's do my amber. So I'm not being overly accurate for the purposes of this. It doesn't really matter. It's just to sort of give you a guide and show you how to do it. Obviously I'm doing it probably a little bit quicker than what you're doing it, because I do it nearly every day. Okay, and then I'm going to take my lovely Mossy. So I'm doing 1.5 ml of the Mossy. So 1/2. Oh, there's me, I'm mixing into the wrong one, aren't I? So that's silly. Okay, never mind, doesn't matter. So I'm putting in 1.5. There we are. And then lastly, our citrus. So 1.5 ml of each of them, which will bring us up to 6 ml. Okay, and as I say, with this set, with a white box, you've got a few different atomizers, so you can easily make more than one and make a number of different fragrances. So as I said, I've not been overly accurate, so it's not filled to the top. You need a bit of space anyway to put the atomizer spray back in. Give it a really good shake, and then you just spray and enjoy. Let's see what that smells like. Oh, stunning. Absolutely beautiful. I'm delighted with that. So just to remind you, you can make more than one, obviously, with this collection. Register your fragrance when you've made it. Go onto our website, register it, think of a name, what you want to call it, and complete your details. You'll create an account. You'll earn reward points, which you can use on future purchases. And you can reorder your fragrance anytime you want. So it's not just a one-off experience. We really want this fragrance to be one of the main 2 or 3 perfumes you have in your bathroom cupboard. You can register more than one fragrance onto your account as well. So if you make more than one, put them all down and in what quantities you're doing it. I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget you can get in touch with us at any time at info@theperfumestudio.com or through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And otherwise, have fun doing it. Any questions, do get in touch with us. We're always available. Hope you have fun doing it. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.